Hi there. I'd like to show you today how you can do something interesting with the foreground of your painting. Sometimes foregrounds can pose quite a big problem, and I just want to show you an abstract way of producing a foreground that maybe will bring something of more interest to your painting. Now, I'm going to be using water-soluble oil paints for this because we can use their nature to create something lovely. You can do the same kind of thing in watercolour paints, and I would just suggest you have a look at this video and then have a go and see if it's something that you might like to do in your own paintings. So let's get started. Well, here's the photo that we want to work from, and as you can see there's a lot of foreground there which leads us in through down the path to the mountains at the back. But the foreground is a bit of a problem because it's a bit boring. So let's see what we can do. I'm painting on a 30 by 30 centimetre board which has got gesso on it, and I've got my photograph pinned up here for reference, and I've also done a quick kind of thumbnail sketch to give me some idea of the tonal values and what I want to aim for. Now, I like the path that actually leads in, which I'm going to keep, and I'm going to allow the foreground to be very abstract in front of that. So I want lots of things just to run down the page there. But that's the setup. I'm going to be using water mixable oils, and let's have a go. Let's put in just a few of the lines, just the basic things that I want to put in. I'm concentrating all the detail up at the top because I want the bottom to be really kind of loose and abstract. Popping in the sky with a bit of cerulean and white, a bit of ultramarine and white, going in for the sea, and then mixtures of various colours for the mountains and things at the back. I keep my colours pretty restricted to keep colour harmony. So I've got a yellow ochre, I've got a lemon yellow, and I've got a cadmium red as well as the two blues. And that will be enough to paint in the picture that we've got here. So I'm just marking in some of these areas, just filling them in, blocking them in, and then we're going to come to this abstract foreground, which is what this exercise is really all about. So for that, what I want to do is to spray. Now, this is a water spray because I'm using water mixable oils. I can just spray the whole of the bottom of the panel just to get it nice and wet. And into that I'm going to mix some very watery mix of paint. So I'm just adding water to my paint, getting it very watery, a bit like watercolour. So it'll just drop off the brush, and we just want to pop that now onto the wet board and just allow it to dribble down the board. We just want it to do its own thing. Might need to give it a shake now and again, might not. Just see what happens. I'm painting vertically, so the gravity's coming into play. What I want to do is just put a sort of mixture of colours on, a bit of spattering, a bit of brushwork, just mixing some of the colours that are in the top of the painting into the bottom, and just allow them to run and do their own abstract thing. It's a bit risky because we don't know what is going to happen, but it's basically just a matter of using very wet paint, a bit like it was watercolour. And this is one of the lovely things with the water mixable oils, is that there's no smell and you can just do it with water, so we're not dealing with any chemicals here, which is lovely. So just dropping in some colours and allowing them to run down the board and to create their own foreground, which I think will be more interesting than the one in the photograph. Again, just wetting it again, just allowing that paint to run down and to dribble down of its own accord into the wet surface that I've put down. Some of it might need to be tidied a little bit, but on the whole we can just leave it as it is. And that's the finished painting. That's how it's come out there. And I don't know whether you like it or not, but it's an interesting way of achieving a foreground that is much more interesting than the one in the photo. But if you enjoyed that video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to, you can also subscribe to my blog and my newsletter. The addresses are in the description below. But we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.